Knows. Please welcome erstwhile reporter, author, and my friend Tony Wade back to the program. Tony, good morning.
Good morning, John. How you doing?
I'll tell you what, I'm doing great. I was even doing greater the minute I found out you'd written a new book. For those of you out there in the audience who remember when Tony was on the program talking about your book, Growing Up in Fairfield, I've got my copy actually right in front of me, which makes it even more surprising, Tony, that you've written a new book, and I'm going to let you tell everybody what the title is, and then we can scratch our heads from there.
Well, it is called Growing Up in Vacaville.
Well, and for those who know you as kind of a Fairfieldian or a Fairfielder, if you will, what if people are going to ask the question? I mean, obviously you've been reporting in this area for decades, but what prompted you to write a book about growing up in Fairfield when you in fact pretty much grew up in Vacaville when you grew up in Fairfield? See, I'm even confused now. What's going on?
Well, it is Fairfield is my comfort zone, and so I wanted to step out of there. Plus, there's been a lot of great books written about Vacaville, but coming at it from the angle that I haven't seen a book like this one, and so that's really what I wanted to do, was to tell some stories that haven't been told.
And that's what you did with the book, the Fairfield book, Growing Up in Fairfield. And you mentioned some things that I know locals will be very used to, things like the woos, the basic vegetable plant, Hamburger Hill. What other things are included maybe in the Growing Up in Vacaville book that either might surprise folks or might educate folks, things maybe they haven't thought of before when it comes to living in this area in Vacaville?
Well, there's quite a few things. I knew the broad stroke, like you mentioned some of them, CMF, Nut Tree, that kind of thing. But what I wanted to do was cover things like different restaurants, Little League at Keating Park with CMF inmates as umpires,
Wow.
And of course, things like Coach Z, Mayor Bill, things that people from Vacaville will definitely dig their teeth into, and also a lot of surprises as well.
Well, you've got a real surprise. Maybe you can allude a little bit to this one. Fleetwood Mac's Lindsey Buckingham, one of your and my favorite guitar players, somehow being related to the namesake of Buckingham Collegiate Charter Academy. What's that all about?
Yeah, and I had to check that, because I was like, when I first I saw it on Facebook, and everything on Facebook is true.
Yeah.
So I had to check it out. And actually, Lindsey Buckingham's father was a 1938 grad of Vaca High, and so that made his great aunt was Elise P. Buckingham. So it was kind of a trip to find that out. I was like, who knew?
I mean, that's the kind of thing, again, going back to Growing Up in Fairfield, the original book that I really got attached to. It helped me, and I'm sure this book will too, Tony, because for some of us who are transplants to this beautiful area, who ended up in Solano County in one way or another, either maybe through Travis Air Force Base or in some other way, these books give people a chance to know not just the bigger brushstrokes like you talked about, but some of these more intricate and very cool little pieces of trivia and detail that you might otherwise not have discovered.
Exactly. That is the thing. I mean, part of it is nostalgia, sure, for people who've been there forever. And I do want to mention first and foremost that this is not a memoir. Neither is Growing Up in Fairfield. It's not about me. It's not. I mean, the Tony Wade autobiography, I don't want to read that. Why would you? So, no. This is about the city, okay? It's about the city of Vacaville, and it's got a ton of information, a ton of fun stuff, and like I said, people who are born or raised here will definitely get it. There's things in there that only they will get, but then there's other things that are there. There's interesting stuff for people who may not be from Vacaville.
Honestly, your books and
I grew up near Vacaville.
I was going to say your books and your reporting over the years, Tony, have helped people like me who now literally have been here for 25 years. But when I first got here, I didn't know much. This book goes into a deep dive about all kinds of great stuff. Like you said, it's going to be fun whether you've grown up here or whether you're new to the area. So I got to ask you, are you going to be doing book signings? Is there a way? Can people pre-order this book before it comes out? How do they do that?
Sure. I am going to be doing some signings, and I'm working on those. The Vacaville Museum, it's not going to be till later on. The book doesn't come out until July 29th. That's the publication date. So right now, working on letting people know about it. They can pre-order it on Amazon. There's actually a lot of other online platforms you can get it from. But if a lot of people are more comfortable with Amazon, just go to Amazon and type in "Growing Up in Vacaville," Tony Wade, and you'll absolutely be led to where you can get your hands on a copy. And I'm going to be, like I said, I'll be showing at the Vacuum Museum. What I really want to do, and I haven't talked to them yet. I did talk to George Vasquez at Vasquez Deli. I'd like to do my first signing there.
Yes.
At a local, iconic spot in Vacaville, which I've done in Fairfield. Always have them at Joe's Buffet. So I want to do that to be at but it's kind of awkward for me to be mentioning it now and haven't even talked to them yet.
Welcome to radio. That's okay. It's awkward. Well, so Tony, maybe we can have you back on the show too, closer to the actual publication date of the book. We can see the book up close and personal, and maybe get those details that we're talking about now over the air really kind of dialed in, so people will know where they can go to get a copy, to get a signed copy from you, Tony Wade. I appreciate you taking the time to be on the program. I always do. Get up for Tony.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you. You are KUIC as an institution, and you are an icon. 25 years and doing it. Awesome. So great to talk to you, John.
I appreciate you, Tony. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.